Who knew the World Cup had so many controversies over the years? I'm your host Yusuf, and these are the top 10 FIFA World Cup controversies that cost millions. Make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's get kicking. At number 10, when the Soviet team walked out. The 1973 playoff for a place in the 1974 FIFA World Cup in West Germany between the national football teams of the Soviet Union and Chile is notable for the political circumstances that marked the second leg of the playoff on the 21st of November 1973. It was scheduled to take place in the Estadio Nacional de Chile in Santiago, the Chilean capital. There had been a coup d'etat in Chile 2 months before, immediately after which people deemed undesirable to the new regime of Augusto Pinochet had been held captive and executed in the stadium. The Soviet Union asked FIFA to find a different venue in Chile. When agreement could not be reached, the Soviet team did not take the field and was disqualified from the tournament, giving the Chilean team a victory by walkover. Number 9, when they almost banned Vuvuzelas. FIFA proposed banning Vuvuzelas from stadiums. Columnist John Quillane described the device as an instrument from hell. South African football authorities argued that the Vuvuzela was part of the South African football experience. The Spanish midfielder Xabi Alonso said, "Those trumpets? That noise, I don't like it. FIFA must ban those things. It is not nice to have noise like that." A Dutch coach remarked, "It was annoying. In the stadiums you get used to it, but it is still unpleasant." Commentator Faraya Mungazi said, "Banning the Vuvuzelas would take away the distinctiveness of a South African World Cup. Absolutely essential for an authentic South African football experience. I mean, banning an instrument? Come on, that just goes too far." Number 8, when Egypt and Algeria faced off. This one's from my mother country, Egypt, and I can say we are quite controversial. There were disturbances before and after 2 football matches between Egypt and Algeria in November 2009, leading to diplomatic tensions between Egypt, Algeria, and Sudan. The matches were in Group C in the CAF section of the qualifying competition for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. The first match, the final scheduled match in Group C, took place in Cairo on the 14th of November, with Egypt winning 2-0. The result left Egypt and Algeria tied for first place in Group C, necessitating a playoff match in a neutral country. This took place in Omdurman, Sudan on the 18th of November, with Algeria winning 1-0 and thus qualifying for the World Cup final tournament in South Africa in June 2010. At number 7, when FIFA was accused of corruption. In 2015, US federal prosecutors disclosed cases of corruption by officials and associates connected with FIFA. Near the end of May 2015, 14 people were indicted in connection with an investigation by the United States FBI and the IRS CI into wire fraud, racketeering, and money laundering. The United States Attorney General simultaneously announced the unsealing of the indictments and the prior guilty pleas by 4 football executives and 2 corporations. The investigation revolved around collusion between officials of continental football bodies, CONMEBOL and CONCACAF, and sports marketing executives. The sports marketing executives were holders of media and marketing rights for high-profile international competitions, including the America's FIFA World Cup qualifying tournaments, and showpiece tournaments CONCACAF Gold Cup and Copa America. Number 6, the Hand of God goal. Argentina versus England was a football match played on the 22nd of June 1986 between Argentina and England in the quarterfinals of the 1986 FIFA World Cup at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. The game was held 4 years after the Falklands conflict between Argentina and the United Kingdom, and was a key part in the already intense Argentina-England football rivalry. It was also a match which included 2 of the most well-known goals in football history, both scored by Argentina captain Diego Maradona. The first goal after 51 minutes was the Hand of God goal, which Maradona scored by using his hand. At number 5, when Indonesia lost 10-0 to Bahrain. Before the game, Bahrain required a winning margin of 9 goals to stand any chance of progressing to the next stage. Leading up to the game, Indonesia had lost all 5 matches to date in their qualification group, allowing 16 goals in the process. Internal conflict in the Football Association of Indonesia led them to prevent all Indonesia Super League players from playing. They only sent players who play in the Indonesian Premier League, although Indonesia's regular, better, and more experienced national players play in the Indonesia Super League. Indonesia was understood to have fielded inexperienced players due to this situation. Prior to this match, Indonesia's record loss was 9-0, recorded in 1974 at the hands of Denmark. Number 4, when Brazil lost to Germany in what was expected to be a very close match at the 2014 World Cup. Both Brazil and Germany reached the semi-finals with an undefeated record in the competition, with the Brazilians' quarter-final with Colombia causing them to lose forward Neymar to injury, and defender and captain Thiago Silva, to accumulation of yellow cards. Despite the absence of these players, a close match was expected, given both teams performed comparably well throughout the tournament. Also, both were regarded as two of the biggest traditional FIFA World Cup forces, sharing 8 tournaments won and having previously met in the 2002 FIFA World Cup final, where Brazil won 2-0 and earned their 5th title. This match, however, ended in a historic loss for Brazil. In a massive show of dominance, Germany led 5-0 within 29 minutes, with 4 goals being scored within a 6-minute span, and subsequently brought the score up to 7-0 in the second half. Brazil scored a consolation goal in the last minute, ending the match 7-1. Number 3, the Disgrace of Gijon. The Disgrace of Gijon is the name given to a 1982 FIFA World Cup football match played between West Germany and Austria at the El Molinón Stadium in Gijon, Spain, on the 25th of June 1982. The match was the last game of the first round Group 2, with Algeria and Chile having played the day before. With the outcome of that match already decided and known, a win by 1 or 2 goals for West Germany at the expense of Austria would result in both West Germany and Austria qualifying instead of Algeria, which had defeated West Germany in the first game. The Germans scored the only goal within the first 10 minutes of the match, which progressively deteriorated towards near standstill in the second half. Spectators of the match accused both teams of fixing the outcome, although FIFA ruled that neither team had broken any rules. As a result of this and similar events at the previous World Cup in Argentina, FIFA revised the group system for future tournaments so that the final 2 games in each group would be played simultaneously. Number 2, building the stadium for the Qatar World Cup. One of the most discussed issues of the Qatar World Cup was the treatment of workers hired to build the infrastructure. Human Rights Watch and the International Trade Union Confederation state that the kafala system leaves migrants vulnerable to systemic abuse. Workers could not change jobs or even leave the country without their sponsors' permission. In November 2013, Amnesty International reported serious exploitation, including workers having to sign false statements that they had received their wages in order to regain their passports. Most Qatari nationals avoid doing manual work or low-skilled jobs. They are given preference in the workplace. Michael van Praag, president of the Royal Dutch Football Association, requested the FIFA Executive Committee to pressure Qatar over those allegations to ensure better workers' conditions. Number 1, Qatar's stance on the LGBT. The legal status of LGBT civil rights in Qatar has attracted attention in the media. Homosexuality is illegal in Qatar, with offenders facing fines and up to 7 years imprisonment. The HRW reported that Qatar has arbitrarily arrested LGBT people and subjected them to ill treatment in detention. The Gay Times reported that there are no known cases that the death penalty was enforced on homosexuality in Qatar. FIFA President Sepp Blatter initially said, "I would say they should refrain from any sexual activities." He later added that we, FIFA, don't want any discrimination. What we want to do is open this game to everybody, and to open it to all cultures, and this is what we are doing in 2022. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.